In the last video, we saw Sejun discovering that the prize for the carrot eating competition was an elixir of agility that was made from the extract of 10,000 carrots of poor quality because they were grown by another unskilled tower farmer. It smelled awful, and even the system warned Sejun that it tasted horrible. Because of all the pressure from his friends, Sejun ate it and found that it was not all that bad. However, that was because it was so deadly that it caused Sejun to hallucinate and pass out. He felt better on waking up, but Theo didn't let him open his mouth because his breath still smelled like the elixir. After that, the final event of the Festival of Abundance started, and it was a ball dance. Rabbit angels came out playing instruments, and even a dance stage was readied in an instant, giving everyone the chance to enjoy themselves. Cow 4 dragged her boyfriend to dance first, and Sejun looked jealous of them, so Theo thought he just wanted to dance. He pushed Sejun on the stage and told him to dance to his heart's content, which was a decision everyone would regret because Sejun was totally offbeat. After that, the Black Rabbit asks Pew Pew for a dance, but she didn't want to enjoy a festival when her people were suffering. But the Black Rabbit managed to convince her quite easily in the end. Theo also asked Iona out on a date, and Sejun watched everyone from afar, wishing that Aileen would also be here to enjoy it. He wondered why she had not contacted him all this time, unaware that she was repeatedly failing attempts to polymorph into a humanoid. Despite Kaiser warning her that her dragon heart couldn't endure too much failure, Aileen was determined to transform and meet Sejun. Soon after that, Sejun starts chopping the green onions with his named dagger, and Theo stays close to watch him as always. He remarks that Sejun's knife skills have improved, but Sejun reacts humbly, saying that this is the result of cooking food for everyone daily. Meanwhile, the sick rabbit and another rabbit are watching him chop the vegetables. Theo asks Sejun what dish he is preparing today because the way he is chopping the vegetables makes it look like he is being extra meticulous. He looks at the long slices of carrots and paper-thin cuts of spring onion to ask Sejun if he is making something special, and he affirms. Sejun says that since the harvest festival is almost over, he thought that he would make something special to mark the occasion. Everyone gets excited to hear this, especially Kwang, who starts dancing and shaking his tail in happiness while Sejun inspects the food he is making. He finds that the stock smells nice, and now it is time to add the main ingredient, which was the whole reason that the sickle rabbit was on standby. Sejun asks to take care of the next step, and she whips out her tool while her assistant rabbit is holding a sack at least thrice his size. He takes out a rice cake roll from the sack and then tosses it high up in the air, and the sickle rabbit jumps after it wielding not one, but 2 sickles. With her razor-sharp sickle and even sharper skills, she neatly chops the roll into thin and even slices. As the assistant rabbit keeps throwing rice cake rolls at her, the sickle rabbit defies the laws of gravity and stays up in the air, chopping the rice cakes like a martial arts master. A third rabbit collects the slices of rice cake on wooden platters while Theo and Kwang watch this show with thrill. Sejun thanks them for handling the most tricky part so quickly, and in the meantime, he has gotten his broth ready, which is actually a soup of purple locusts. The raccoons are curious about what is going on and what does Sejun plan to do with the rice cake slices. However, when he dumps them into the neon pink soup in front of him, they grab their heads in shock and disbelief because boiling rice cakes is like blasphemy to them. Sejun, on the other hand, is quite proud of this and tells the raccoons that the dish he made is called rice cake soup. Well, the rice cakes boiling and melting in the stew give it a softer shade of pink, which looks a lot more edible than the neon pink version. The tower system tells Sejun that the purple rice cake soup he made has the best benefits of the locust meat and the green detoxifying onions, as well as the rice cake. It tastes good and keeps the consumer full for 1 hour. It is a D+ grade item with a shelf life of 10 days, and that is without putting it in the fridge. Sejun has also garnished it with the long carrot strips, the thin green onion slices, and some chili flakes. While Theo and Kwang watch the finished dish and drool over it, Sejun says that if his calculations are correct, it should be time for Lunar New Year in the outside world. He tells his friends that on Earth, people boil and eat rice cake soup on Lunar New Year, so he thought he would celebrate the festival here too. He tells everyone to eat the soup and enjoy themselves, and everyone is excited to try out his new recipe. Meanwhile, the tower system tells Sejun that he has achieved the feat of preparing purple rice cake soup for the first time in the tower, and it has been registered as a recipe with his cooking skill. After that, Sejun starts serving the rice cake soup to everyone, and they start eating it with joy. While Quang is chugging entire bowls at once, the mother rabbit enjoys the soup slowly, forgetting about her kids that are bothering her, and says that the soup is really light and clean. Sejun says that this really seems like a holiday now, with the entire family gathered together. The raccoon merchants are also enjoying the delicious soup, and they remark that using carrots as a garnish gives the soup an agility-increasing effect. While others are still enjoying themselves in the background, Theo finds an opportunity to do business. He approaches the raccoons, asking if they liked the purple locust soup. He says that if they want it, he can sell the soup and the ingredients used to make the soup to them. Well, no good merchant is going to pass up on that offer, and the raccoons are immediately ready to buy it. Theo is pleased to hear this, and he asks them how much they think is a fair price for one serving of the soup. The raccoons reply that about 3 tower coins per serving would be enough, but Theo doesn't even let them speak the full sentence. He acts all arrogant and vain, saying that the raccoons don't even seem to know the real value of goods. He says that he is slightly disappointed in them and the raccoons are shocked by his reaction. Theo asks them if they have ever seen anything that raises stats and is delicious at the same time in any other tower. The raccoons think about it and realize that all other tower farmers are either mid or straight up bad, so they can't cook anything as delicious and beneficial as this. Behind them, the Black Rabbit is enjoying his extended date with the princess, while Father Rabbit is in queue for another bowl of soup. Sejun notices Theo talking with the raccoons, and he gets suspicious that the greedy orange cat is up to something. He decides to take a closer look, while the raccoons increase their price, saying that they will pay 5 tower coins per serving, and they want to buy 100 servings of the soup. Well, Theo is pleased that he got them to increase the price by 75%, and he is about to accept the deal when suddenly, Sejun shouts at him to stop. Theo is confused now, but Sejun gently tells him to watch a master in action and learn from him. The raccoons are nervous now, and they ask Sejun what happened. He pretends to be sad and tells them that sadly, he doesn't plan to sell the dish. He says that they don't have many rice cake rolls left, so there is barely enough for them to eat. He claims that he shared the soup with them today because it is a special day, but at most, he can only make about 300 servings of the soup in the future. He calls it a limited edition item, and it looks like the raccoons are collectors because the term limited edition completely rewires their brains. They lose all logic and merchant tactics and ask Sejun if he can sell the soup to them somehow. They are ready to pay 3 times the price they agreed upon earlier, and they look confident and determined to get the deal. Theo can't believe that the raccoons are ready to buy the soup for 15 tower coins per serving. However, Sejun is not done with his clever schemes yet. He pretends to think about what he should do next and then acts benevolent, saying that since the raccoons came all this way, he feels bad for taking 15 tower coins per serving from them. He says that he will sell 200 servings to them for 13 tower coins each, and the raccoons think that Sejun must be some kind of god to be this kind. However, this was a setup, and Sejun asks the raccoons to cut him some slack the next time they trade in exchange for this deal. The raccoons gladly agree to that, and Theo can't help but look at Sejun in disbelief at the deal he just bagged. Sejun then tells the raccoons that their deal is final with this, and he will throw some crops that increase stats as a bonus. The raccoons start dancing in joy, not realizing that they were actually ripped off. Meanwhile, Theo finally processes everything that just happened, and he starts praising Sejun. He says that Sejun is the god of trading because he managed to get such a good deal. It is Sejun's time to act arrogant, and he tells Theo that this is nothing. However, before he can boast any further, he hears a loud burp coming from behind. He turns around and is astonished to see the sight in front of his eyes. Quang has practically become a sphere after eating soup till both his belly and his heart were full. The rabbits are shocked and terrified of this, and the mother rabbit hides the scene from her baby so that he doesn't get influenced by Queng, because dealing with one chonky rabbit is already too tough for them. Theo suddenly starts scolding Queng, asking how many bowls he ate. Queng can't even get up or talk properly and asks what the problem is, and Theo starts yelling that they have to sell this special edition rice cake soup to the raccoons. Sejun whispers to Theo that it is all right, because with the ingredients they have left remaining, he can make 500 servings. Theo is shocked to hear this, and he realizes that telling the raccoons that they don't have many ingredients was also a trick to become a more successful merchant. After that, Sejun turns his attention to Queng and apologizes to him about something. Queng gets up and asks what is the matter, and Sejun suddenly breaks the bad news to him, saying that he should have told him in advance that a person ages 1 year for every bowl of rice cake soup they eat. This news is terrifying for the rabbits, and even more so for Queng, who looks even whiter when he is standing up. Sejun tells him that he must have aged 100 years after eating so much soup, and now he is a grandpa bear. Queng is so shocked and scared on hearing this that he starts crying while asking if he is really a grandpa now. He falls on the ground and starts kicking the soil, crying that he doesn't want to be a grandpa. He is fully convinced that Sejun was saying the truth, and that means that he is older than his mom now. Sejun just laughs and tells him that it was a joke, but the baby bear is still upset and hurt. To pacify him, Sejun gives him a rice cake roll dipped in honey, and surprisingly, Queng still has enough appetite left to enjoy it. Everyone chuckles on seeing how easily Queng can be calmed down. Meanwhile, Hegel and Elka approach Iona with some urgent news while she is busy eating her bowl of soup that should probably be enough for an entire family of hamsters. Iona asks the wolves what is the matter, and they inform her that Mason, the head of the Wandering Merchant Association, has urgently summoned the leaders of all 3 associations. Elka nervously tells her that the deputy director of the Secret Inspection Bureau was murdered, and Mason's son Zerath has been reported missing. Elka tells Iona that Mason and the director of the Secret Inspection Bureau suspect that greed is behind everything. Everyone is shocked to hear this, and the only thing that concerns Theo out of the entire ordeal is that Zerath is missing. Pew Pew is furious at greed, and the Black Rabbit says that it is finally time for them to settle things with that wild pig. Sejun tells them to stay safe and wishes that he could also come with them, but he can't move freely between the tower floors. Pew Pew thanks him for the thought, and at the same time, Theo tells Iona that he will also come along to help her. He says that Zerath is a good guy and his friend, and if he is in danger, he wants to help him. With that, they ride on the backs of the wolves and take off to the Wandering Merchant Association's headquarters. Sejun wishes that everything goes well and nothing bad happens with his friends, but the Minotaur King brings his attention to something more urgent. He says that the Minotaurs will head back to their territory now because they have left the waypoint empty for too long. However, that is not the main issue. The main issue is that the blue moon is coming soon. That realization stuns Sejun for a moment, and he admits that he was so distracted by the rice cake soup that he forgot his mental calculation about when the next blue moon was due. The Minotaur King tells him to be careful because he feels an unusual energy coming from the southwestern forest. Sejun assures him that if it is a corrupted ent that comes in their direction, they can deal with it on their own, but the Minotaur King tells him that it is not an ent. He says that the energy he is feeling is certainly different from an ent, and he can feel the energy of flames from it. At the same time, in the forest to the southwest, a huge red insect comes out of the ground, and by the looks of it, it doesn't seem too friendly. That's all for this video. Let us see what kind of new creature enters the story and how Sejun deals with it. With Iona, Theo, and the gang heading to deal with greed, Sejun might need new strategies to face the insect. On top of that, we still have no news of Aileen, and let us see if she can make it in time to help Sejun during the blue moon. Stay tuned for the next video, and till then, check out other videos on our channel.